Good morning, Yankees universe. KOD Nation, stand up. You degenerates, wake up and get your coffee. I'm putting these shades on right now because the Yankees, 41 wins, and we had hope from two of the garbage pail kids, Aaron Hicks and Joey Cannoli Gallo. Oh, yeah. I'm just sitting back here, relaxing, chilling on this beautiful Friday, June 10th. Salute to everybody who's in the chat. Salute to everybody who's watching on IG Live. Listen, if you're tuning in on IG Live, click that link in the bio and just hop on over. You know, being that it's the month of June and being that it's June 10th, we got a lot of high school graduation, junior high school graduations, elementary school graduations going on, college graduations going on. So I just want to say congratulations to anyone out there who is having a graduation, or if you're headed to a graduation, congratulations to your family members or whoever you know who is graduating. But guys, our guys, Joey Gallo and Aaron Hicks yesterday, they picked it up. The garbage pail kids came to play, especially Joey Gallo, Mr. Joey Cannoli himself. Two big bombs yesterday. The big bird spread his wings and finally it's getting hot. Now, before I take a deep dive into it, Garrett Cole giving up 7 runs, career worst start. Most home runs he's given up in a career. We could take it. You know, it's not what we wanted to see. If you was watching the game, Garrett Cole he didn't seem like he had control of his cutter. You know, and credit to the Minnesota Twins. They're hitting, they're scouting, told him to watch out for the cutter, and they took advantage of it. They took advantage of it against Garrett Cole. They took advantage of it against Nestor Cortez, and they took advantage of it against Jameson Taillon. Before the start against Minnesota, before Jameson Taillon started, I brought up the fact that Yankees pitchers have been throwing more cutters this year than last year. Well, it seems like the Minnesota Twins got that same scouting report, and they went to town. But kudos to our bullpen. I spoke about how it needs to be an even balance. In the beginning of the season, the bullpen was carrying us when our starting pitchers couldn't go deep into the game. Then there was a solid stretch where our starting pitchers were pitching into the 7th, into the 8th inning. And that was, you know, that gave the bullpen the breathing time that they needed. You know, and we understand this, you know, in 162 games. We get it. I understand this. But it needs to be an even balance. And what we saw yesterday and what we saw this series against Minnesota was literally just that. Jameson Taillon only went 4 innings. The bullpen carried us for the win. Nestor Cortez, 4 1/3. Our bullpen was able to hold the water, hold the tie. Yes, they scored a couple extra runs, but our offense couldn't crank it up. Yesterday, Yankees went out to an early 1-0 lead to start the game, feeling nice. 1-0. Garrett Cole on the mound. But no, just like that, back to back home runs from the Minnesota Twins. You know, you had the first baseman leading off the game with a home run, then Byron Buxton with a home run, and then Carlos Correa with a home run. Just like that, an early 3-1 lead. Then Joey Gallo came back, tied it up Okay, Garrett Cole has a fresh start. But no, he kept getting rocked. And credit to Cole for even trying to stay out there, trying to figure it out, but Boone saw he was laboring early. Boone saw that, there was an opportunity maybe for the offense to rally to get something going on. And that's what happened. Credit does go to this offense, though, and not giving up. The Yankees have figured out many ways this season to get a win. Many ways this season to get a win. And last night was a perfect example of it. This entire season has been pitching, hitting, and a combination of the both. And last night, our starting pitching was bad. Bullpen picked it up, held Minnesota scoreless for the rest of the game, while our offense came back. And I'm not going to lie, did I feel like the game was out of reach when the Yankees were down 7-3? Yeah. Especially after the day before when our offense was literally donuts, So yeah, I felt a little bad. I felt like, oh man, here we go again. But we got this series on the north side of Chicago this weekend, starting tonight. So hopefully that was just a hiccup on the road, a bump, if I may, and we could just figure it out for the rest of the season. But let's just look into it. I'm gonna start off early. Let's look into it with the lineups. Hold on. Matter of fact, before I get into the lineup, I brought this up yesterday when speaking about Aaron Judge and the June 22nd deadline that is looming right around the corner for arbitration. I see this few videos going around yesterday, and a few, Twitter threads yesterday, just peeking through, opening up the curtain just to see. And there's talks that the Yankees should look into possibly trading Aaron Judge. Now, I spoke on this early in the season, and what I'm going to say is, I've always talked about how much I love the name on the front of the jersey and not the name on the back of the jersey. But when it comes to Aaron Judge, we have to re-sign him. We have to get this contract extension going before that arbitration deadline. Now, in a perfect world, if the Yankees knew ahead of time that Aaron Judge said, you know what, I'm done. I'm not re-signing with you guys. I'm going to San Francisco, or I'm going to the Angels, Seattle, wherever. If Aaron Judge was to come out and tell the front office, no, I'm not re-signing with you. After this season, I'll be done with the Yankees. It would behoove the Yankees to try to trade him before the trade deadline to get everything you can back for Aaron Judge. Now, is it something that you just automatically want to do? No, it's not something you want to do. It's not something you want to even let your fan base even entertain. But if we're being smart and if we're being realistic, if we're looking at every side of the coin on this, if the Yankees allow Aaron Judge to walk away this offseason, literally just flat out walk away with no compensation, nothing in return, will it be an utter failure from Brian Cashman in this front office? I'm not sure. It all depends. If the Yankees go out, win a World Series this year, and Aaron Judge decide, you know what, I did everything I can with the Yankees. We won a championship. Let's end on good terms. I'm going out to the Bay Area. Awesome. If that's the energy he wanted to have, we win a World Series, he walks away. Cool. I'll be fine. I may need a couple days to gather my emotions, but I'll be fine. When you really look into it, it's the age that's concerning for the Yankees. 30 going on 31. It's not Aaron Judge's fault that he hit free agency this late in his career. It's just how things shaped out. It's just how the baseball gods have everything worked out. It's just how the CBA is. But and this is a big but, hopefully the post of the Yankee fans that are out there, it's feeling the same way I'm feeling. I know there's a small sector of the Yankee fan base that is literally just waiting in the weeds to pounce on this team whenever they can, to pick them apart, to berate them, to tear down Brian Cashman, to tear down Aaron Boone, but not here. No. I may give Boone his slack here or there. I may throw a couple jabs at Brian Cashman, but I'm not waiting in the weeds, waiting for this team to like go on a 2-game losing streak and then come out hot fire. No, absolutely not. All I'm asking for is you got June 22nd coming up. Offer this man $25 million, more than what he's asking, even if it's $3 million more. And I know I'm saying even if it's $3 million, like $3 million is so little of a number. But when it comes to professional sports, I love spending billionaires' money that's not mine. So I want this team to sign Aaron Judge. You know, it would be the perfect gift, especially this weekend. You know, let me give a quick shout out real quick. I know I forgot this at the beginning, but shout out to all my Boricuas that's out there. This weekend is the Puerto Rican weekend celebration in New York City. We will have the Puerto Rican Day Parade this weekend in New York City, Pa La Isla, you know? So I just wanted to take 2 seconds just to shout out my peoples. You know, if my back wasn't as messed up as it is, if my hips wasn't as messed up as it is, I will be there at the parade, but I can't. I literally just can't, just because I'm in bad shape. But anywho's, I want to take that shout out real quick. I will be getting a patillo though somewhere from Dykeman today, guarantee you that. But with this weekend coming up against the Chicago Cubs at Yankee Stadium too, not even in Wrigley, my man Keith, que bonita la bandera. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Appreciate that. So yeah, happy PR weekend in New York City, and you know, throughout the entire country and throughout the entire island as well. Like I said, the parade is this weekend, and it's always a good time in New York City, especially now. It's getting hot. The seasons is changing. The Yankees on first place, 41 wins. You know, the Mets, you need to start watching out because your lead in your division is shrinking very, very, very rapidly. But I'm not going to say I'll wait till later. But, and I'm going to keep on saying this, hopefully from my mouth to God's ears, the Yankees could get this shit figured out. Sorry for cursing, but we need to re-sign Aaron Judge. You know, if not, if there's a massive trade and we get Juan Soto and Prosper, I don't know how it will work out. That's just a pipe dream in my mind at the moment. But I don't foresee the Yankees trading Aaron Judge. That's just me. I don't think the Yankees, I don't remember the Yankees ever operating like that. The best player on their team gets traded at the deadline. If I'm wrong, someone please correct me. Shoot me a DM. Right in the comment sections. Let me know. But I don't remember a time when the Yankees traded their best player on their team at the trade deadline during a season while in first place. Not even in first. I don't remember a time period. We had back in a few years ago, but some years ago when Robinson Cano was going to hit free agency, that was a bit of a talk, but nothing came of it. I don't think the Yankees even entertained that. So hopefully they don't entertain it. Hopefully they re-sign Judge and everything's all peachy. And we end this season with a nice championship, number 28. You know, a nice celebration in the Canyon of Heroes downtown. But let's take a deep dive into this game. Let's start off with the Yankees. Why not? Feeling good. Why not? The Yankees last night, they got 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12, 14 hits total. A total of 14 hits. 14 hits. You know, Giancarlo Stanton had the night off, especially after running around the day before like he was in right field. But DJ LeMahieu was playing first base, leading it off. He was 2 for 5. Aaron Judge, the aforementioned Aaron Judge, playing center field. He was 1 for 4. Anthony Calzone Rizzo was DHing, had half of the night off. He was 2 for 4. A solid base hit the opposite way to give the Yankees the lead as well. Solid hitting from Anthony Rizzo. Josh Donaldson, the hated one, he's been getting boos in Minnesota, but Josh Donaldson, the third baseman, he was 2 for 4. Gleyber Torres as well was 2 for 4. One half of the garbage pail kids, Aaron Hicks, was 2 for 5. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, the only Yankee without a hit, was 0 for 4. Jose Trevino, our amigo Trevino, was 1 for 3. And Joey Gallo was 2 for 5, with 2 hits being those 2 big bombs, the home runs, the Big Bird home runs. Now, from the pitching side, Yankees use 6 different pitches, 6 different pitchers, starting with Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole pitched 2 1/3. He gave up 8 hits, 7 runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Just didn't have it. Lucas Licky came in after him and did a phenomenal job. Lucas Licky, he pitched 2 1/3. He only gave up 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, and no strikeouts. Miguel Castro came in afterwards. Miguel Castro, you get a little bit shaky from Miguel Castro. It's just his stuff is so nasty. He has a hard time controlling it in the strike zone. But when it is in the strike zone, it's just filthy. Miguel Castro pitched the inning in the third, gave up no hits, no runs. He walked the batter, and he got 1 strikeout. Wandy Peralta, the ageless one, he pitched the inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, and he had a strikeout himself. Michael King, who's rebounding and becoming the Michael King of the past from early in the season, Michael King pitched the inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. And then Clay Holmes, our new closer, who has been phenomenal. Since coming over from Pittsburgh, Clay Holmes is pitching to a 0.99 ERA. And that's pretty good, if you ask me. 0.99 in the ERA mark. You know, we have Aroldis Chapman, who should be coming back. He had some encouraging words when asked about his position in this bullpen, about where he would fit. And he gave the answer that we want to hear. He said, whatever the team needs is whatever I'll give them. Wherever they need me to pitch is wherever I pitch. Now, Clay Holmes, I think regardless of this injury, has pitched his way to becoming the closer. That's just me personally. Even before this injury from Chapman, Clay Holmes, he won the job. He outrun the job from Aroldis Chapman, not against, but he won the job. Miguel Castro was the winning pitcher of record. His record is 3-0 on the season, and Clay Holmes was able to notch his 9th save of the year. Pretty good. Pretty good for the Yankees. Now, let's go over to the Minnesota Twinsies, right? Let's go over to the Twins. Now, when we have the Twins, let's add them to the stream. They use 6 pitchers as well. Luis Reyes, the first baseman, leading the American League in hitting, he was 1 for 4. The center fielder, Byron Buxton, the talented one, was 2 for 4. Carlos Correa, who's becoming the bad guy of baseball, he took that title away from Manny Machado, but Carlos Correa is 2 for 4. Jose Polanco was 1 for 3. Max Kepler, the right fielder, was 0 for 4. Gary Sanchez, El Kraken, was 0 for 4. I think Gary was 0 for this entire series. Larnach, the left fielder, was 1 for 4, and Gio Urshela was 1 for 4 as well. Juan Miranda, the DH and first baseman, but he was DHing, he was 1 for 4. Now, when we look at the pitching side of things, Dylan Bundy from the Minnesota Twins, Dylan Bundy pitched 4 innings. He gave up 5 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. Cotton came in after him. Cotton pitched the inning, gave up 1 hit, 1 run, no walks, and 1 strikeout. Joe Smith, the ageless one as well. Joe Smith has been in the game for a while, since I was in high school. But Joe Smith His pitched the inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. Duran came in after him, and he got lit up like a Christmas tree. He only pitched the third of an inning, gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, no walks, and no strikeouts. Moran came in right after to try to put out the fire, but in the inning and 2/3 that he pitched, he gave up 2 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, and 1 strikeouts. You got Yannis Cano, who came in afterwards. Cano, not related to the Robinson Cano that we know, but he pitched the inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. Losing pitcher of record was Mr. Duran, who got lit up. And Mr. Duran could clock it in at a solid 103 miles per hour. Heat. That's how the at-bat started against Aaron Judge. Heat. Judge was late on it, but he threw that slider in the middle of the plate, just a cement mixer, and Judge was this close to having his 23rd home run of the season, but it was a double. Anthony Rizzo got him in. We'll take it. We'll take it, if you ask me. Other things of note, we got the NBA Finals game coming up. I think it's today or tomorrow. I'm not sure. The New York Rangers lost. Let's slow things down. Rangers. Hopefully they can pick it back up and keep it going. Hopefully. But it's a lot of optimism. We got the All-Star game voting. It's out. So, guys, if you haven't voted for your All-Star selections, make that selection. Let it be known. I myself will be doing that this weekend. I will be revealing it on Monday when we come back. Actually, no, because Monday I'll be off. Tuesday, when we'll be back, I'll be revealing it. And speaking of Tuesday, I'll be having on a special guest. One of the first pseudo interviews that I do. But a good friend of mine's, Mr. Son Alisade, who is a contributor with Designated Reports, also has been featured on ESPN, FS Sports, is a contributor also for the Connecticut Times. He will be joining us on Tuesday just to talk baseball, just to talk what he has going on. Sean and I go back years. I want to say 10, if not 11 years. But Sean has always been somebody that I always love to talk sports with. Him as a teacher as well, becoming a professor. Awesome as well, the work that he does with the kids. But just in all, I'm just ready for a great conversation. And Sean's going to bring that to us on Tuesday. The following Saturday, when I'll be in Florida on vacation, I'll be coming to you with a special episode. I'm going to have another Sean on, a different Sean. They spell their names both differently. But this Sean, he's a Yankees content creator. When I first went into my, forays as a content creator, as somebody trying to get into this field, Sean was one of the first, if not the first, to greet me, to welcome me, to give me some pointers, to give me some tips. So we'll be talking that Saturday that I bring up, talking Yankees, talking the season, talking Major League Baseball. I'm just excited for it. Super excited. But guys, let's take a trip around the league as we, had to pause for future scheduling. But let's take a trip around the league, around baseball, and let's just see what's going on. Tonight, like I said, we are going against the Chicago Cubs. But in baseball, we'll go through yesterday. Oh, give me 1 second. Technology, it's crazy. But yesterday, there was 3 games, right? The Yankees versus the Twins, the Diamondbacks versus the Cincinnati Reds, and the St. Louis Cardinals versus the Tampa Bay Rays. Yankees won their game 10-7. The Diamondbacks won their game 5-4. And the Tampa Bay Rays beat the Cardinals 2-1. If you guys didn't see also the Cardinals and the Rays the other day, Yadier Molina was in the game because the lead had got out of hand. We all know Yadier Molina, the catcher, the ageless one, 39 years old. Yadier Molina was able to record his first strikeout. That was a sight to see. Pumping his chest, pointing to the sky. Albert Pujols in the dugout, cracking up. That's good to see. Even when you're losing, you're able to get something out of it. So on the season, the Yankees are 41-16. Still got a comfortable 7-game lead against those Tampa Bay Rays, 7.5 against the Toronto Blue Jays. But Tampa's 34-23, Toronto is 33-23, and Boston is coming up the rear end at 30-28, 2 games over 500. So the AL East is pretty competitive. A lot different. It's a lot different landscape for the AL East, especially going back to a month ago. When Boston was out of it, when Toronto looked like they were about to fall out of it, but then they got some life. Now over to the Central, Minnesota, who we beat, they're 33-26. They have a comfortable 3-game lead against the Cleveland Guardians. I think Minnesota will run away with this division. The Chicago White Sox have been super disappointing this year. They haven't put it together. I get it. They released Dallas Keuchel. Eloy Jimenez is injured. Luis Roberts, a few games here or there, he's missing. Tim Anderson got hurt. I get it. They're not 100% healthy, but the expectations for the Chicago White Sox was a lot higher than what we're seeing on the field right now, than the product that's actually out there. Detroit, who's in the middle of a rebuild, they're 23-33. And the Kansas City Royals are 19-37. Over to the West Coast, the AL West, we got the Houston Astros, 36-21. The Los Angeles Angels finally broke their losing streak. They're 28-31. Texas Rangers are 26-30. My man, Coach Richie, what it do? Let's go. He heard me talk about the Tigers and the praises I just gave them, and he had to come in and chime in. But Coach Richie, what is good? Salute, brother. Hope all is well. He said, La Russa isn't managing that team to. No, he's not, and it hasn't been good since he's got here. Honestly, in my opinion. You remember his first year when he had that incident with that young player who had a home run and it was all nice. His name is escaping me at the moment, but yeah, he literally dug into that guy, told him that's not how you play baseball, and I think the kid is down in the minor leagues, talking about retiring. He just lost the fun out of the game. That was bad. That's a bad look from Tony La Russa. That's bad. Tony La Russa needs to retire. He's gonna hurt himself one of these days. But over to the NL East, like I said, the New York Mets, who a couple weeks ago had a 10.5, almost 11-game lead in that division. The Atlanta Braves is knocking on the door. The Mets are 38-21. Yeah, that made no sense to me. Walking Trey Turner with two strikes. That made no sense to me. His answer made no sense to me either. It was one of those, like, when somebody messes up and and they're trying to come up with an excuse. He literally stuck his foot in his mouth further than it was before. So yeah, that made no sense to me. Intentionally walking Trey Turner with 2 strikes. Seems like he's just be forgetting the situation. We saw last week when he got thrown out of a game, arguing runner on second base if they stole the base or not. It's just looking bad in Chicago. I think we've seen Joe Madden be fired. We've seen other managers be fired and let go. Joe Girardi was let go. So let's try to mark this down. It's Friday, June 10th. Will Tony La Russa make it to the All-Star game as a manager for the Chicago White Sox? I'm saying no. How many of you guys are going to take that bet? Y'all taking that? Coach Richie, you taking that bet? Keith, you taking that bet? I predict no. I predict that Tony La Russa will be let go as the Chicago White Sox manager before the All-Star break. Let's put that in the chat. Hopefully I can save this video. No, I will save this video, but we will revisit it during the All-Star break. But the Mets, like I said, 38-21. The Braves is right on their tail, 31-27, 6.5 games back. Then you have the Phillies as well. The Philadelphia Phillies, since Joe Girardi got fired, they found a little spirit. They got a little fire under their belly. They're 28-29, only 9 games back. Over to the Central, You got the Milwaukee Brewers, who are 33-26, and the St. Louis Cardinals, who are knocking on that door at 32-26. And then after that is a total landslide. Over to the NL West. Reynaldo, what's good, my guy? Listen, click that link that's in the bio. Come over to YouTube. Join the conversation over there on YouTube, my guy. The LA Dodgers, 37-20. The Padres, right behind them, knocking on the door at 35-22 themselves. 2 games behind the Dodgers. Then you have the San Francisco Giants, who kind of cooled off at 30-26, 6.5 games back. But I think the Giants, they still have some fight left in them. This NL West race is going to be super competitive. When you look at the wild card landscape in baseball, Tampa Bay Rays, the Toronto Blue Jays, and the Boston Red Sox 1, 2, and 3. Then over in the National League, you got the Padres, the Cardinals, and the Giants right there, with the Braves right there as well. So you have 4 teams fighting for those 3 wild card spots. You got a few teams that are knocking on the door as well, with with Philadelphia and Arizona. Then over in the AL West, the AL, you got the Cleveland Guardians and the Los Angeles Angels. So this third wild card team is giving a lot of life to some teams that look like they fell off. Look like this team this year wasn't going to be the year. So when you have more parity in baseball, it just makes it better. Because you never know. A team could get hot at the end of the year as that third wild card team, come in and win the whole thing. We've had years that wild card teams were the only teams that were winning for years in a row. The wild card team, for some reason, was getting that little extra boost and making it to the World Series. So let's just see, right? It's Friday. We got a Yankee game tonight. Let's take a deep dive into that Yankee game tonight. The lineups and stuff aren't out. They come out later on in the day. But we can look at the starting pitchers. And for the Yankees, it'll be Luis Severino. For the Cubs, it'll be Wade Miley. Hopefully, the Yankees, we could get a sighting from Clint Frazier. We've seen Gio Urshela and Gary Sanchez this past series. Hopefully, this new series, we can see one of our older players as well. See what Clint Frazier's doing over there in Chicago now that he gets to, grow his hair. The NNR Hour, what is good, bro? Listen, hope that interview went well. I lit a candle, like I said. I put the prayers in the air. I called my mama to give you some good wishes as well. So, bro, let's go Yankees indeed. Like I said, one of these weeks, whenever you free, brother, let me know and let's do it. He said the interview with MLB Network went great yesterday, bro. So happy. Keep that good news coming. And hopefully I'll see you on there one day going back and forth with your man Ken Rosenthal. You never know. Never know. But like I said, Wade Miley is pitching tonight for the Cubs. Wade Miley on the season, he's 1-0, 3.38 ERA. He's only pitched 16 innings. And in those 16 innings, he's given up 12 hits, 10 strikeouts, 7 walks. Now that's concerning. If I was a Chicago Cub fan, that would be concerning. 7 walks and 16 innings. Gotta be able to calm that down. Hopefully Luis Severino can bounce back for our entire pitching staff. He was solid his last time out, but Sevy on the season is 4-1 with a 2.95 ERA. And in 55 innings, he's allowed 41 hits, 61 strikeouts, 14 walks, and been touched up by the home run ball 7 different times. He said they will reach out next week or the following week to find out if I got the job or not. And I'll be hoping, and I'm gonna keep on praying. Hopefully you get it, my man. I know you will. But bro, congratulations again, bro. 100% congratulations on that. You deserve it. You've been putting in all the work. You've been putting in the groundwork. You've been doing everything you can. And People who do that get rewarded. And you have put the positive energy into the atmosphere. And just like Sean, bro, Sean and the Arnett Hour, Riv, those two, they've welcomed me open arms into this content world as a content creator. You know, the NR Hour, he had no business following me back or messaging me, but he's been his authentic self. He's been his true self ever since I met him. He came on for the love of the game back in the day when it was first starting. And look, people get rewarded for the hard work they do, and he's actually getting rewarded. You know, so shout out to my guy. Best things comes to those who are best and put out positive energy, and he puts out all the positive energy. But let's look at this team now for the Chicago Cubs. You know, not that best of hittings, not that best, but home runs. Patrick Wisdom is leading that team with 12 home runs. Wilson Contreras is leading that team with a 277 batting average. And Patrick Wisdom as well is leading the team with 31 RBIs. Aaron Judge is leading our team with 22 home runs. He has a 310 batting average and 45 RBIs. So Aaron Judge is leading our team, bang, 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 in the 3 top offensive categories. The Yankees are going to be taking this man to arbitration. I know arbitration does not count on what's going on this year, but what happened last year and the years before, Aaron Judge needs to get paid $25 million when this arbitration come up. He said, "Do you see Wilson Contreras or Ian Happ with the Yankees after the trade deadline? If we were going to make a move, I would consider it for both Wilson Contreras and Ian Happ. I love Ian Happ, the ability that he has to play all 3 outfield positions. At the same time, he is a switch hitter, which, you know, this lineup is right-handed heavy. So I would love to see Ian Happ and Wilson Contreras on the Yankees. The odd man out would be Kyle Higashioka. And if I had to choose, I would say Aaron Hicks, but knowing the Yankees, you know, you got Joey Gallo making $17 million. I'm not sure if the Yankees would just eat that up. I just don't know. I don't see a team taking on Joey Gallo or Aaron Hicks, but Joey Gallo has 17 million left for this year. Aaron Hicks has 33 million over the next 3 years. So I think they will hold on to Joey Gallo because Hicks will they will hold on to Hicks because he will cost more if they was to cut bait and just to eat his contract. So yeah, Wilson Contreras and Ian Happ, both solid pickups for me. I just depends on what we have to give up. You know, am I a bit of a prospect hoarder? Yes, I am, because you never know what you could get out of these prospects. But for Wilson Contreras, who has that veteran leadership, has that championship pedigree, he's friends with Anthony Rizzo, Ian Happ as well. Why not? Why not? Ian Happ has been a solid player these past 3 seasons, well, the past 3 years in the majors. Wilson Contreras, ever since he's been a rookie, has been solid. So why not? It's better than what we're getting out of Trevino. Even though Aaron Hicks had that 2-run home run yesterday, it's better than what we're getting out of Aaron Hicks as well. Sorry to say it. The garbage pail kids. But yeah, got that game this weekend tonight. Like I said, next week, we'll have a guest on Tuesday. We'll have a guest on the following Saturday as well. Hopefully the NR Hour Riv could join us as well soon. But guys, I'm going to cut it a little bit early. It's getting about that time. It's about to be 11:40. Let me check to see if there's any other baseball news out there that we could touch on. You got Ohtani, who's still pitching phenomenally. Okay, after being lit up by the Yankees. But Ohtani almost got hit in the head. He got on a broken back coming right back to him. It literally looked like a scene from Final Destination. I kid you not. But guys, it's getting to that time. This has been an awesome and another great episode of Yankees Morning Brew. I appreciate everybody who tuned in, whether it's via YouTube, whether it's via Twitch, whether it's via Instagram Live. If you guys can, please share. For your first time here, please subscribe. Let your friends know about us. And shout out to all the Boricuas in New York City this weekend because it's going to be a problem. Get yourself a nutcracker. Get yourself some coquito from your grandma, whatever you can do. But this has been another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew. You degenerates, wake up and get your coffee. I'm out.